Just down a little. Yep. There we go. And yo. All right. Something. Ooh. Just maybe a little that way. And there we go. All right. Just as funky as ever. Sure, a little wiggle there. The bolts are loose. That's why. So, yeah, I should probably leave those loose anyway because I got to take the front diff out. So, haven't had any problems with these brass inserts yet. I think it's going to work out. Oh, yes, I have to replace this control arm too, because this is the incorrect control arm for this vehicle. By one shot. Right. There we go. So, in that case, we're going to pull a couple more parts than usual. We got our Canadian RC 3D overspring. That's one I've used so far. Haven't cracked it yet. Hey, man. Yeah, long time, dude. Like, I had a birthday. That's actually coming up. But I'm not telling you because I don't want you to send me more stuff because I owe you stuff. So, yeah. How's the audio? Is it all right? Screen speed seems to be faster. It seems to be catching up with me. Cool. Awesome. So, I'm sure you don't need to ask, but yeah, I'm pulling the front diff, and I got to change this control arm. I actually put one of the old school control arms on here because it's all I had left. But yeah, so that's that. Got my drink here. Funny the mixes you'll come up with when you run out of certain mixers and certain liquors. And trust me, they keep it stocked in there. They drink a lot. My mom and her caretaker, yeah, they slug it down. I think they go through a bottle of vodka about every 4 days, maybe 3. I mean a gallon. Now that I'm here, it's about every 2. I got a thing for usually screwdrivers, but usually Cape Cod, cranberry. I prefer that versus screwdrivers, but screwdrivers are fine too. That was my dad's drink choice, believe it or not. And dark colored liquors make me very hostile. I've only ever started fights when drinking Jack Daniels. Let's put it that way. Well, except maybe in high school, but that's different. That's not here nor there. And there we go. Come here, little monkey. Let me see what you've done to my gear. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's definitely, it's got some thin spots. Oh, Jesus. Ooh. Well, that's good there. Rotate it, see what happens. Ooh, that's a lot of play. Let's go a little farther up the road, see what we get. Terrible. Oh, that monkey. Yeah, we gotta. Oh, yeah, I can see the teeth are missing this one. So let's see if I can spin this properly so you can get an idea. Oh, greasy spot's not helping. Look at this. Yeah, those are flat. Burnt. Yeah, that did some damage. All right. Hell, the last screwed up one I pulled out looks better than that. Actually, I don't think this one was one of the screwed up ones I pulled out. Oh no, it's these two. Look at these little monchichis. Did a number on that one. And then this one is multi-layered. It's good. It's bad. It's good. Yeah. That's bearing failure that does that, by the way. When you get one that comes out that's all cockeyed like that or different places, actually either bearing failure. No, I'm wrong. Sorry. Bearing failure does this number where you're all the way around. This is caused by bolts coming loose in the diff case because then it gets uneven. So that's why it gets different heights, different places. And that's why that Loctite trick is so important when you can pull it off. So hard to get every little tiny bit of goo out of there unless you've got like an air blower on hand. 26 ounces of vodka in one afternoon. If he's got the cash. That's not far off from, well, no, that's a little bit, that's probably what the higher end of the average Russian would consume in 1996 when I was there. When I was in Russia, the average Russian consumed 7 shots of vodka per day. Average. Joe, average dude. So the hardcores are going like half a gallon. And that many ounces, I believe that is a gallon, isn't it? No, a gallon's like, what is that? A gallon, 100? I don't know. Google that shit. Get these damn screws out of here. Yeah, I did a number on that one. It was bent to hell. Oh no, the bent one's still in there. Hold on. Let's see. You can get that out of there? Oh, it's only half of it. The wrap's probably still in there. Yeah, it sure is. Lucky me. Ugh. The screw's still in there. Jesus. Ugh. There we go. I'll send you that one as a souvenir. Yeah, if you consume anything that causes you to run out of money, you're not doing it right. That's the thing. And unfortunately, I was in a position for a long time where I had a steady amount of disposable income and still paid bills and got everything taken care of and everything done. And when you're young and dumb and all that kind of shit, well, you can get into some bad habits. 26 ounces is 0.2 of a gallon. Okay, well, that's good. At least he's not drinking a handle a day. My best friend in high school, who ended up being a pedophile, he got arrested about 6 years ago. I never saw that coming. One night, we were going to the block party. Downtown Punta Gorda has one every year, and before we left here, I think we were 17. Yeah, we're still in high school. He drank about a half a gallon of Sky vodka, and we're down there for about 15, 20 minutes, and all of a sudden he just fell the fuck out, dude, just collapsed, and we couldn't bring him around. We got him in the car. He's waking up intermittently to throw up in my hat. Oh, you know. So we get him in the house, dude, and we literally had to give him mouth to mouth 3 times that night over the course of 6 or 7 hours because he stopped breathing several times while he was passed out. That was some wild shit. Got through that one, though. You know how it goes. Whatever doesn't kill you. Oh, look at that. All right. Oh, we're getting some rust in there, huh? To lube these then. That's out of the new tubes. Of course, now I'm going to have to make another one. I think I have enough left for the new arm. This better be the right side because I told her which side to get. That's the wrong arm. Let me show screws in there. Joy to the world. Very good. All right, so new arm. Might as well put the other one on too, right? Ugh. God damn. I do miss my electric drill. I don't know where that little cheap one we have is right now. I lost it after crawling underneath the house and fixing the Wi-Fi, or not Wi-Fi, but Ethernet. So I guess it's still up, huh? Hasn't frozen at all? Because usually that's what would happen. We get like 3 comments and the thing would lock the fuck up. That was a dog. That's what my wife would say. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it looks less laggy on my end too. But the fact that, we've got 5 comments up and it's still going, because the last time the only person that came on was Haywire. And as soon as he put in 3 comments, then the next comment was, I think you're frozen. So, dual internet, man. Yeah. We got twin basic shit. It's definitely not twin turbos. Okay, so now we've got to take these. That is an RPM, isn't it? Well, I might have to reuse that if I can't make rods for both of these. That's all I got to say about that. Give me a second to see if we have any brass left. Because I'm going to have to sleeve these like I did the rest of them. Haven't been a pin since I did. Unless I don't know yet. All right, I'm going to go ahead and say that there's enough in this to do what we need to do. Enough straight anyway, because even these tiny little bends will screw you up, especially trying to insert them, because you're drilling with a straight drill. So make sure I got the right drill, otherwise shit will suck. It's definitely bigger than that one. Yeah, it's not in there. Oh, there's one of them. Especially, yeah, there's the other one. Especially when these things are new, they tend to. I don't have a fucking drill. I gotta find something. I need a drill. Brody, where's the drill at? Oh, no, that's my soldering gun. It's not down there. Where my bodies is, though. All right. 1 second. I'm either going to find a drill or I'm going to grab the plug-in one. I don't care. Whatever. No, it's not there. There's a bottle. Look here. Hey. What the butt? You go outside? Go outside. Where's the mosquitoes? All right, so we got a twofer. We got plug-in drill and Dremel tool since we're going to use that to cut off the ends. So we get to watch the process. Nothing special. I mean, I just thought this shit up. That's what happens sometimes. People say I'm smart. Well, I'm short of Mensa, so whatever. I can't be that damn smart. I think I just mix technology and creativity sometimes. That's what gets by. All right. So I do not recommend using a plug-in power drill to do this. A handheld rechargeable drill will be just fine. This happens to be all that I have at the moment. So it's going the long way, Mr. Wong. The white way, like Mr. White. Okay, that drill's doing the wobbly wob. Yeah, it's because it's not installed correctly. Make sure your drill's installed correctly. All right, kids? You'll know if you got enough out of it when you try to put the brass in it. That thing is noisy. Yes, Nicholas.
Busy?
Yeah, I'm live.
Oh, all right. Can you come in when you're done?
Why? What's up?
Remember the thing on the fuel rail on the Civic that's on the left-hand side, the little round cylinder thing?
Is it fuel pressure regulator?
No, not on the right-hand side, the left-hand side. As you're looking at
That's known as a fuel damper.
Okay, if I remember correctly, last time with the Honda, we did have that on the fuel rail. When we put it on the fuel rail, it kind of solved the problem with dumping of the fuel, if I remember correctly. Am I wrong?
Well, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, but what that thing does is that thing dampens the pulses from the fuel pump because the fuel pump is going bloop, 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 bloop. It's not a steady stream. So that thing slows it down a little bit and takes the bump out of it. So it's a steady stream of fuel. Will that decrease the amount of total fuel you can get? Possibly. But
I'm just wondering if that, because I remember there was something missing on the end on the left-hand side there when we put that on.
okay, right. But the fuel line on that car came from your other car, right?
Yeah. So
That means the attachments came from your other car as well.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering if this can get damaged. Maybe that might be a problem.
I highly doubt that. I've never seen a failed fuel. Well, I have, but it's.
I'm just.
Hey man, if you want to go do something again, I got dude looking at the data on the thing. Okay, that's what I'm waiting for because that's going to be the problem.
Okay.
Patience,
I'll wait then.
patience, young Jedi.
Okay.
Charge some batteries. Go drive your RC car.
I'm not worried to oppose it, man.
Sorry, bro.
I'll see you later.
Hey, Adam, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I'm still living in a cave, so yeah, better than the house burning down. Well, I mean, it still burned down, but whatever. Yeah. How's your creepy crawlies? Mike, this is Adam. He's buddy of mine and also brother of ex best friend. The guy Alan used to be on the show. Um, Good dude, lives in Miami, raises spiders, like dangerous fucking spiders, and has a YouTube channel about them. Adam, Mike, Adam, enjoy. I'm gonna get a cutoff wheel because I need one. Wait, let me go to the kitchen. Oh, here they are, in the kitchen. No, I had to get them out of the fashion closet. This fucking sucks, dude. Seriously. Where the fuck is the cutoff wheel, man? Fuck. No, fuck. Left it out last night, my dumbass. Anyway. Oh, you guys want to hear some funny shit? So I'm driving down the road the other day, right? 2-lane road, split, 45-mile-an-hour limit, and there's this big truck on the side of the road, like big Dodge Ram 1500, jacked up on some fucking mud tires, sticking out too far for the fenders, that kind of shit. You know, probably some guy named Bubba driving it, who fucks sheep and chews skull, whatever. Anyway, so I see a strap behind it. It's tied up to a freaking Dodge Caravan, and he's towing this bitch down the street. And the Dodge Caravan's got a passenger in it and a driver, and there's nobody but the driver in the truck. How fucking stupid. All right, so just like the video, cut the excess off. And there you go. So, control arm with brass inserts. Oh, and yes, you can't go all the way through on the bottoms. I lied in the video because I didn't know yet. And when I don't know, I just make shit up, and I usually, fault on the side of not screwing people over. Anyway, so deburr with file or a pair of scissors. That's all you find. Check your clearance on your rod. That's what she did not say. That is pretty good for a rusty rod. Needs a good polishing. Where the fuck is my cloth? This one time at technician camp. That was the beer. It said, I'll be back. Right. Okay. So I can't find any fucking emery cloth. So a little gun oil will do. Yeah, that might have a little bit of a bend in it. Or it just might be stuck from rust. Yeah, it was pretty good. Okay. So we gotta swap over our pieces. Yeah, exactly. That's the fucked up part, dude. Like I've done plenty of sketchy toes, dude, and I'm always the brake man because I'm good at it. I will slow your ass down and I will make sure I don't rear end you. I will be your brakes. But why do you need a passenger? What are you training? Is this like redneck and training? That's what we call the dummy toe. You get in the van with me because we always put all the passengers in the tow vehicle. After this, we're going to go to Walmart for supper. Shit. Oh. Drop the washer. All right. Adam knows what I'm talking about. 450 cotton. What is that? 6,000, 10,000 pounds? 15,000? Well, I mean, that's not abnormal. Get a car home however you can, And I mean, if you got a big ass truck, you tow a big ass truck. I get it. But you don't have a passenger in other vehicle. That is the point. Unless you live in Florida, I guess. Like my buddy Nick said when I told him that, my buddy in California, he was like, Florida's fucking wild, bro. Y'all crazy. Yeah, no shit. Well, he didn't say y'all because they don't say that in California. We do. State has turned me into a redneck. Not really. I can't do country music though because every time I hear it, I want to have sex with a close relative, and I don't have any. I'm only child. I don't have any cousins that live in the state. Yeah, dude, it's fucking wild out here, dude. The dumb shit you will see people do on a regular basis in public is just fucking phenomenally bizarre. It's just mind blowing how fucking retarded some people can be. Yeah, I'm trying to think of an instance, but I mean, there's so many of them, but they're all, kind of petty, except for that one. That one blew my mind. I had to text people on that. No, I don't, because I don't listen to anything that's not at least 110 beats per minute, unless it's a slow song, which we known as a ballad. And punk rock tends to do those. No, thank you, sir. I don't like rock music country fried. I like my rock music sped up a little bit. That's why I listen to punk. If I want something slower, I'll listen to ska. There's some other stuff in my playlist. I mean, I've got some Bangles. Natalie Merchant, absolutely brilliant singer. I mean, my God, voice of an angel right there. Some Susanna Hoffs solo stuff. The lead singer of the Bengals when she left. Got some Go-Go's in there. They didn't really do ballads. Yeah, there's a couple in there. There's November Rain by Guns N' Roses. That's probably one of the slowest songs I have. Actually, no, there's a song called Country Music Sucks by, who's the fucking band? Some no-name pieces of shit. But I just put in Country Music Sucks one day and it came up. It's like the assholes or the shitheads or something like that. And it's a lame-ass song. But it works. You know what, Adam? I'll tell you what. Do me a favor, real quick. Country Lunatics, tell me what you think. Okay, I will look up Country Lunatics, all right? And I will give you my honest opinion. If you look this up, look up Ween, Ween, the band, and look up Piss Up a Rope. There's my favorite country song. And the second favorite is Show Them to Me by Rodney Carey. And that one ditty he does where he's talking to his dick, that's not bad. But I will almost refuse to listen to Jelly Roll. But I might for about 8 seconds because I'm curious. And then I'll go, hey, was that 8 seconds? Oh, rodeo pun. They can't all be singers, folks. They just can't. It doesn't work like that. Get my droop right while I'm in here. Nope, a little bit more. I'm going to have some washers. That's going to strip that hole out. Good upside down landing will do that. There we go. All right. It's tight right there. Good, good, good. And all right, let's throw this up in control. I'm into brass mode. Where be the brass? Anybody see my brass? I know I seriously want to move that shit. It's got to be like sitting right in front of me and I'm just an idiot. Yeah, there it is. As usual, I dropped it. I can't see that far. It's a long way down. Here's something I'm kind of pushing these days. So, I used to be 6'3 1/4. They've been grinding me down for years. I'm about 6'2 again, like I used to be in high school. And if I'm in a store, like a grocery store or something like that, or anywhere there happens to be things on shelves, it's likely that somebody will ask me to get something off a high shelf because they are not of my vertical stature. Well, it's like, so here's my problem. Somebody asked me to get something off shelf for me. I have absolutely no problem with that. I'd be polite. Here you go, man, sir, whatever, and send them on their way. Now, if I drop my keys and I ask a more vertically challenged person to pick them up, I'm an asshole. How the fuck is that okay? That's a complete fucking double standard. Complete double standard. Not that I would ever ask a short person to pick my stuff up, but it's just kind of shitty. What if I can't bend over that far? That's the same thing as it not being able to reach. I'm not wearing a handicap placard around my neck. Come on, man. That's weak sauce. Here's a good one for you, right? So at work the other day, there was this massive fucking Volkswagen parked outside. Like, I had never seen a fucking Volkswagen this big before. Of course, I'm not used to being surrounded by Volkswagens all the time like I am at my new job. Not that I work on any of them, thank God. No, I'm sure I will at some point. Not that I haven't in the past. But so I go in and my foreman's sitting down on a little rolly stool eating lunch, just hanging out. And I'm like, hey, Eric, what's that giant freaking Volkswagen out there? And he goes, oh, you mean the Atlas? Check this out, right? In a snap. Didn't even have to think about it. I go, Atlas, wasn't that the Greek god of holding globes and shit? I thought that was fucking great. And I came back with this shit, right? Because I'm thinking, because I walked away after that, walked to the office, and I'm like, I hope he doesn't think I really think that, because I've only been here like 6 or 7 months. And so I go back out to him and I go, you don't really think I think that there's a Greek god holding globes, right? He's like, no, I get it. That was funny. And I'm like, okay, yeah, because I heard, back then, at some parties, Cleopatra used to hold some shit, if you know what I'm saying, but it wasn't like that. Yeah, I know the second one's lamer, but whatever. I thought it was funny. So, it's one of my favorite hobbies, making people laugh. Second one is making people go, "What the fuck?" Because that's it's too easy for me. Um, should I try to size this up with the opinion that's currently in? Oh my god, that outdrive and axle are so fucking worn. There's like 3 mil of play there, dude. Ugh. Yeah, I really gotta get some parts. All right. Well, let's try to size it up with what we got. I'm not gonna put the other ball joint in until I got the differential in. You know what I'm saying? So I get the axle in the hole. All right, time for a gear. Now, this is an older differential housing. Does anybody know the square root of fuck it? Made that one up. Don't even try. Not that funny. Let's see. I'm trying to think of funny shit I've seen lately, or funny shit I've done lately, or said. Oh, friggin' one was we got this woman who's probably, I don't know, 40. No, I don't know, late 40s, early 50s. Does check-ins on cars and runs parts, from our main delivery area to the other shops. Well, the other shop across the street, the one I work at. Real nice lady, and fairly attractive. Well, no, she's very attractive for her age. And she was saying something about a situation where somebody was getting screwed, who usually is the other party getting screwed out of a two-party situation. And I was like, so sometimes you're the fucky and sometimes you're the fucker. And she laughed her ass off at that. So I thought that was pretty good because I had no idea how this woman was going to respond to that, because she could have been like one of those, swear words are bad, homos should rot in hell, one of those people. So anyway, got away with that one. Yeah, 24 people to deal with at my work. Not to mention remember fucking names, but try to figure out which personalities match mine and which ones don't. Which ones I can talk about risky behavior with. And I'm not talking about that thing I did with the squirrel. It was fuzzy. What do you want? That's one I did that was really good the other day. All right. Are you guys actually listening to me? Really? Like, I'm just spouting stories like we're at a campfire or some shit. Clay Bullock. Oh, we were running second to last grade. Second to last. Expand, sir. Yes, the V5. Yes, I am. Sorry, like the rest of me, it's old school. Oh God, I hope I got. No, I probably don't have a better one than that right now. Oh yeah, there's a quick little story. So, oh yeah, well of course, yeah, obviously, yeah, because this one's got shaft and the other one's got shafts. Right. Yeah. So I was rinsing parts with gasoline the other night because it's the only way to get silicone off, and Clara wanted to get it out of the room because it stunk, and I said, "Go ahead and put it out," and she puts it outside, and it rains every day here. Yeah. So extended your Kraton, cool. I extended my Typhon with a Mojave chassis, and then went 100 miles an hour with it, and then turned it into a psychotic spider-looking truggy kind of thing with all Kraton suspension, except for the shocks. They're half Kraton, half Typhon. Anyway, why'd you extend yours? Because honestly, I like the length of this compared to my Notorious, because this is like the perfect super send it or just haul ass across an uneven surface car. And well, I guess if you're running a lot of power, you want to stop it from wheeling at high speed because they will still wheelie at high speed. You know, even 60 across grass, they'll still wheelie. So, is that why? Make it more stable at high speed, not picking the nose up. Because I'm sure it wasn't for less turning radius. I mean, it only cuts it by about 3 inches, but nonetheless, we've tried it. About to start smoking. Right on, bro. Hey, so you got Clayton, do you have arrmas? Do you rebuild their diffs? Can I show you something real quick? 5690. That's the where the hell is it? Where's my other truck? That's you talking about this one? That's 5690. The 1650. What's it called? All aluminum cans. By cans, you mean diff cases? I'm guessing. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. I love that motor, except for the fact that I just put an 8S on this car because I had the same setup in this car, and it delaminated again. Yeah. Hobby Wing Max 6 G2 1650. I had them both trucks, and delaminated 3 of them now so far on 8S because they say it's 8S capable, and then it delams. And I haven't found the right carbon fiber and or Kevlar thread and epoxy to relam. And I also got to buy a slow moving freaking thing. Front me, yeah, of course. The only way to run is with aluminum cases and aluminum bulkheads. And can I show you some? Okay, so do you use the shims that go on the outside of the bearing when you're putting in your diff cases? Custom 3D printed cooling fan. Cool. Dual 50 millimeter. Okay. Okay, stop doing that right away. Okay. Because they're a pain in the butt to get in, and they suck, and they fold and wobble. Take a axle shim and put it inside the bearing. Push the bearing out. That pushes the gear over. Same thing, different space. A lot easier to deal with. Yes, I shim them all too, except I've had 2 V6 cases that did not require shimming so far. Because I usually start with a thin shim on both and behind the pinion as well. So there's your tip of the day. It's been on all my diff videos, but you just happened to catch me while I was building the diff. Or actually just changing out a severely beaten down ground gear. Oh, my forceps. Yeah, I usually do too. In fact, if you look at my older videos, I was definitely shimming everything. Sometimes 2 shims, sometimes a fat one, sometimes two thinner ones, etc., etc. I don't know if anybody heard that, but that was the tick from a different area in the room, and another tick from a different area in the room as that drive pin for the outdrive just went wee, fuck you. So, trying to think if I'm more likely to find one in the diff case or not. Half my parts are still being washed. Oh, cool. I got a couple in there. I think that's actually an EXP. Nope, that's too big. Come here. There we go. This one right there. Nope, too small. What the shit? And as Goldilocks once said, that fits just right. Yeah, on all the diffs I was doing before, aluminum case, aluminum housing, EXB setup, 29 case, 1 shim on the pinion, 1 shim on the ring, and usually I was ending up, by the time I was done, with the cover on, it would be a little bit tight, but still hand drivable, and that way after the first run, it's pretty much good. I like to run 0 lash if possible. It's a pain, but... Oh, you're talking about 8S. Yeah. My roomie, who's also on the channel, Nick, has an 8S Notorious. he hasn't really driven it enough to get into the diffs yet. Um, he's redone the suspension, the MTC big shaft kits, and all that, and different fluids here and there. But other than that, it's pretty much stock. In my diffs, I used to run standard. Oh, okay. So standard on the big truck, I run a 500 front, 500,000 front, 200,000 rear, million in the middle, and I'll usually add between a quarter and a half of a silicone earplug to keep that million from turning into 500,000 under heavy use. Because this truck, my Kraton, does a lot of wheelies at high speed. And the stunt truck, the Notorious, we do tons of wheelies, stoppies, backflips, front flips, doubles, triples, etc., half pipe work, all that kind of stuff. So I need to find something to wipe my hands with. Brody, come here. No, I'm just kidding. Oh shit, he's still outside. Be right back. Bubba! Brody, come! Brody, come on, boy. There you go. Get your moves in. Woo! Slow down, you're gonna crash. All right, found the dog, and I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's Is that close to what you run? On the stunt truck, I do 200,000 front and rear because with the amount of flips we do and landing on one tire or one tire sooner than the other tire, when you want to get on the throttle right away, you don't want it to put too much torque because you might be coming down at a different speed than you want to be immediately because you're going back up a ramp or doing another trick or whatever. So the amount of torque we throw at those things nonstop, I like to give it a little more give by running a 200 than a 500,000. Jersey Style, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to my cave. That's what I call this. I'm living in a small space in the back of my mom's garage because my house burned down like, I don't know, a couple months ago. And just got everything sorted out with that and looking for a place. So currently, bedroom, kitchen, workshop, living room, all in the same spot. Makes it real convenient. It sucks. But welcome to the channel. How you doing? Meet Clayton. He's got an 8S at least I know. Just met him. My boy Mike should be in here somewhere. He Canadian RC. He does 3D printed stuff for me, and he's also a super badass driver. And then one of his buddies was here ready to go. Just ordered this Sentin 223. Oh, cool. My roomie's got one. I'm going to get the bigger one, but I decided to go for this one. Go for that one and drive it for a while before you go to a bigger one. Just a recommendation. There are buttons for the body. That's a source. Yeah, the new V6 push clip stuff is great. It is. We've got the 223 Vortex. My roommate's got one, and my wife has the V6 Notorious, and the other guy in our group has the V6 Notorious as well. And they haven't had any problems with the bodies popping off or anything. I mean, cracking in half, yeah, well, you do that with a stunt truck, but I do too, So other than that, the body support system is better on the V6, hands down. So I'm sure it spreads apart to their 10 scales as well. So yeah. We've got a couple of videos in our selection down there of Nick doing a massive wheelie with a 223. He upgraded some stuff before he should have. Like he put Typhon shocks on it, I think, and 10 scale tires. But it worked out pretty good. It still handles great. Bad arthritis. Tell me about it, I've been an auto mechanic for 28 years. I know all about it. My fingers are all bent. Yeah, mine aren't that bad. I'm sorry for you on that one. Yeah, mine just hurt like hell all the time. And I'm sure it helps living in Florida, even though I hate it here because it's a hellhole. At least this part is. For somebody like me, that's a personal opinion. It's not actually the fifth ring of hell. That's my mom's bedroom, I believe. Just kidding. Yeah, I've got a couple of lifelong injuries. Actually, I'm waiting for surgery on my foot because I've got two bones grinding together. Oh, cool. Awesome, man. You know what? I appreciate and respect the shit out of that. I don't have the patience. I don't. And I've got a 64 Triumph TR4, so you know what I'm saying. That sanding and don't get me wrong. I've done it before. I've gone through the process. it is very gratifying when it comes out beautiful. I just can't deal with the tediousness. That's why I love, like diag work, because you could have the same car with the same symptom, same year, make, model, and engine, and it'd be a different problem that's causing that symptom. That's why I love my job. Oh, really, dude? I got to do some panels on my Triumph. I'm not looking forward to the mer, mer, all day long with the MIG welder. F electrical. Oh, bro, I love me some electrical, man. I get all up in that. I'll print out diagrams and tape them together where they join and just walk through with highlighters and figure out what's working, what's not, and map it all out, dude. I dig it. I can read a diagram from across the room. I mean, CAN systems, dude, I got all that covered, man. CAN systems are fun. Here's my analogy on CAN, right? So CAN systems are like a party line in the 80s. They advertised at 10 o'clock in the morning on USA. It's just a bunch of guys trying to find a woman. There's no woman there, but you got one drunken asshole who won't shut up, so nobody can talk to each other. That's how a CAN system works. When one control unit goes bad, nobody can talk to each other. Anyway. Oh, I'll wire in aftermarket ECU all day. Dude, check this out. I had the Infinity on a 350Z, right? Standalone. Comes with a plug-and-play harness, right? I had more problems with broken wires in that giant plastic mold that they put in the harness that's right next to the ECU. Brody, stop! That I actually cut it off and wired every single wire to an ECU connector that I cut off an actual ECU so I could plug it into the plug-and-play harness to get rid of that block because I kept losing wires there. Every one, 148, one by one with 2 diagrams. Damn, dude, that's sick. It's got to be badass. Oh, shit on me. Hey, dude, it's not uncommon, man. Wiring harnesses, especially when you're beating on something, you got a lot more vibration or upgrading shit, a lot more horsepower, a lot more vibration, stiffer suspension. Vibration, it wasn't designed for, so you probably don't have enough protection material to what you're dealing with. I mean, it's going to happen at least 2 years, 3 years down the road when you do something like that to a vehicle. Upgrades require upgrades. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I know I had a Civic I had $120,000 in. I know all about it. Little toys, cushions. I don't even know that vehicle, to tell you the truth. I'm not really up to date on shit. I did this for a long time and got out of it for like 8 years. And when I came back, we had brushless motors at Lipos. Okay, so I'm pretty old school. Yeah, dude, definitely want to friggin'. I would just rewire it myself, but it would probably take about 3 months. Yeah, I drive a '94 Accord with 512. I think 300,000 on it. Original block, original training. Yeah, dude, EPA, man. Like, they went after Cali hard, bro. So, well, that was actually CARB and the EPA. CARB invented OBD2, OBD1, and almost OBD3, but they got shut down. CARB is California Clean Air Board, by the way. Yeah, those motherfuckers. The tree huggers invented your fucking emissions control system, just so you know. I gotta tell you, that's one of the nice things about Florida. They don't check a fucking thing down here. Well, no, okay. So if you get pulled and you got a statey that's really having a bad day, he might pull a mirror and see if you got a cat, but that's about as far as it goes. They're just as likely to hit you with a tire ticket for having under 330 seconds on the road. I don't remember the last time I heard somebody get the tire ticket. Man, that's kind of grossed out out here. What's that my phone? How is my phone? You guys see my phone? I'm due for a cigarette. Yeah, I think I left it up there. So anyway, all right, new crown gear on this diff because let's see. Here's what I've done recently because this is where we're getting to the point where we're down to one suspension component or one drivetrain component failing with the amount of torque we're putting on these. By the way, on the Notoriouses, we run the trencher belted So that one's got beat here, beat here, beat here. So that's going to be from bolts coming loose in the differential case. This one is just foobar all day, all around. That's going to be bearing failure. So bearing fails, it moves over, it's constant, bad mesh. When you get chop, 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 that's your bolts coming loose out of these things. So here's the deal with that. You cannot have any lubrication at all on threads, no matter what. I know that's hard because you got to put silicone in there. It's a pain in the ass. Here's a couple tips. One, before you put any lube in it at all, you should be dry fitting it anyway to check for play and everything. And you should also be dry fitting your case for your pinion and ring mesh. I usually use 2 bolts per side to check that and check it in quarter-degree increments so you know it fits different where the bolts are and where they're not. So you have the actual mesh, what it should be. Second, bolt down your gear side first with Loctite, red Loctite. Bolt this side down. Then you know these bolts are going to come out because you didn't put any lube in it and you didn't have any possibility to contaminate the bolts. That's pretty much it, except for cleanliness and stuff. I always run a super long screw through these housings before I do anything with them to make sure there's nothing in the holes, no old Loctite or anything, even if they've been washed and cleaned. That's about it so far. I hope that helps somebody, maybe. Oh, yeah, Loctite every single bolt, dude. Every single bolt. It's also, okay, right now it's raining and it's 85 degrees outside. Okay, so it's 85 to, well, maybe 75 to 95. Heat index of 105 on a daily basis here all day, every day in the 3 months of summer. In the wintertime, depending on where you live, it's probably like your summer. It's nice. The humidity's down to like maybe 75. It's somewhere between maybe down to the 40s at night sometimes, and then 70s, mid 80s in the day. Hour north of Houston. Oh God, I haven't been to Houston since I was freaking like I don't know 20. Dry. I know that you're like in the 40% humidity range. You guys get it hot out there. You guys get up to like the 110s, but if you're in the shade, you can deal with it. Here, the air is saturated with heat and water, so if you're in the shade, it's still just as freaking hot. The only time it's cool in the summertime is when you have a fan on you. That's because the sweat makes you cool down. Oh, it is 90. Okay. Oh, yeah. I didn't know it was that close to the Gulf. Yeah, we're in the same shithole. The Gulf of. Fucking whatever, dude. I'm not getting into politics. I don't talk politics on my show ever, 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 because that's the best way to separate everybody because that's just all bullshit. Anyway, so I'm going to put this case together, check out the mesh. Hopefully, we're good. Like I said earlier, I do have a lot of drivetrain components that need to be swapped out. Center wise, some of those drive shafts might be OEM. All right, come on. I know you're in there. You know what? There we go. Better way to do it. Yeah, I'm actually not from this country because, Florida doesn't follow federal laws, so might as well be a different country. I'm from California, but I've been here for way too goddamn long. I sound like I have a southern accent, and I know a lot about redneck shit. But you gotta realize there's rednecks and there's hillbillies. Rednecks are generally aggressive. They will attack you. Hillbillies are usually very nice people, just kind of low tech. You know what I mean? So that's my opinion on the whole thing. Anybody wearing a belt buckle and a cowboy hat who doesn't know how to ride a horse should be shot. That's just an opinion. Like assholes, everybody's got one. Mike, I got one for you, right? The next time somebody asks you where you're from, hold up your hand like Michigan and be like, if I got stabbed here, the blood would be here. That's where I live. Whatever. Yeah, dude, I don't play around with that lake effect. How do you like them? Oh, by the way, I run RPMs as well with brass sleeves. I actually just did these two a little while ago. I have a video on how to do it. So far so good. It's only been a week, but haven't had any bad bent pins. Haven't had any tie-ups. It's a little stiffer, but and it doesn't really tolerate bent pins because I've had some that were bent that I tried to reuse. Obviously, didn't work out. But it might be great. It might not be. I don't know. I haven't had enough. Haven't had enough runtime yet. RPM arms. Here's my take on them. Right, aluminum control arms are just dumb. Aluminum knuckles, fine. Aluminum this, aluminum that, aluminum this, aluminum. Not the control arms. The control arms are your what's the damn word I'm thinking of? I'm old. It might come to me in 5 minutes. That is your throwaway piece. That's the piece that takes the brunt. That's your crumple zone. That's the piece that takes the impact of the jump when you land on the front corner, and it goes and comes back into place. Even though your dog won't popped out, you can fix that quick. If you got aluminum everything, you're gonna shatter some shit, bend the hell out of some stuff. So that's your forgiveness part is the way I see it. Your control arm. Everything else, build the hell out of it. Okay, let's see what kind of lash we got here. All right, so right now I got about a millimeter. Let's spin her over a little. Right there, I got about half mil. Right there, I got about a half mil. About a half mil. So we got a high spot or a low spot or whatever. Probably in the ring gear. Yeah, it's a mil there. So either I came back around to that mil or what. But so if I got a half mil play, I'm good with it. I'm going to bolt it down because we put that case on, it's going to be 0 or it's going to be a slight interference. You don't really want a slight interference with used parts, but if you got new parts, a slight interference will be okay. If it's slight, you still should be able to spin it by hand and still have it rotate tiny bit after you let go. Without grease will stop that. Always hand fit dry before you grease them. That'll really give you a better idea of what's really going on with your mesh. Viviton. Hey man, personal preference, whatever you like, dude. I know they're hot. They look tight. I mean, they're pretty. I'll give you that. I don't have a bad thing to say about them. I don't have an experience with them either, but I know that a lot of people rave about them. I know their cases are top notch and they look sweet, but I break aluminum cases anyway on occasion. Usually bend them. Actually, they will warp. They'll twist if you do it just right. So I don't buy super expensive ones. I try not to spend any more than 75 on a case. You know, like maybe Amy and Hobbies or somebody else that's in that range. I don't buy $40 cases, but you know. But I mean, I have an MPC chassis, so I appreciate the good stuff. I buy it when I can. My wife got a $500 gift certificate at Armageddon, so that's why I have an MPC chassis. No issues yet. Good, dude. You know, I mean, I hope it all works out. I do. That's just my opinion. You know, run EXP cases on diff. Yeah, yeah. I mean, okay. So the recipe for perfect diff. I showed you the shim thing. And you know, like you said, shim on a pinion. You know, if you need it, put it there. You know, you can shim your pinion as long as it doesn't hit the case. That's all. Aluminum case, aluminum housing, brand new bearings, brand new parts, gears, bearings, the whole 9 yards. Out drives, gears, you know, bearings. Put it all together. Have it do exactly 0 lash, like I said. Take it apart, grease it. That should last 2 years before you have to take it apart again. My wife does even more insane flatland freestyle stuff than I do, and I mean, like, yeah, parking lot flip over 3 times, break dance and all that shit. I mean, I do it too, but she like started it, not throughout everybody. I mean, she started it in our group, and I had to build a lot of differentials. Like every other run, I had to build differentials, so I got kind of good at it, and that's my recipe for a perfectly built diff that will last. However, once it comes apart, it's never going to last as long again until it's got all new components at one time. Yes, you can make it last a year if you do it perfectly. I always change bearings in at least the out drives when I take them apart, if I take them apart at all, if I have the bearings readily available, which I don't because mine are soaking right now. I recycle my bearings. I soak them in gasoline for a week and then Lucas engine honey or oil stabilizer, whatever you want to call it, for a week, and they seem to come out pretty good. I have a loss rate of about 20%. Titanium axle. I'm sure they do. It's less rotating mass. That's one of the biggest things about drivetrain parts. The lighter you can make it, the more horsepower actually goes to the wheels. Same thing with engine components in a gasoline engine. I mean, on these things, they only build it as strong as it needs to be. Apparently, they don't build it strong enough for 8S. No, I'm just kidding. Whatever. Just saying, I'll never run 8S on a Max 6 again. Unless I got like a 1250 freaking 8S motor. Not 1250, like whatever they run, 700, 1100. 8S is just too big for me. The performance drops off when you get that heavy, unless you spend a boatload of money. And even then, it's too heavy to maneuver quickly. Quick enough, but not like these can. I mean, these can't outmaneuver 10 scales, but I think it's the right size. Yeah. Tires. Okay, so my experience with tires, right? Especially on the stunt trucks, because stunt trucks do a lot of flat, standing back flips, standing front flips, that thing. We were running, of course, the stock tires or whatever for the, not Badlands, backflips. Right. I'm trying to keep up with you guys here. I used to race nitro, dude. I raced everything. I had an RC10 GT. I raced Serpents for 4 years. I raced HPI for 5 years, national, states. And back then you had to have nitro to go fast or be badass. Now we got brushless. And, back then we only had like 6-cell, 8-volt, whatever the hell, with wound motors. You had to run like a 10 turn, whatever. And you can have just as much performance and more reliability here. However, you don't have the smell, the sound. Nitro is cool. The 2 speeds are awesome. I've even seen 3 speeds. I've seen turbos on nitro engines. It didn't work very well, but it worked. Anyway, and of course that was 20 years ago. They probably got them now. It was different back then. Now, nitro's got its je ne sais quoi. The electric's got its reliability. Onyx batteries. Onyx batteries are awesome. I haven't got into them yet. Actually, I'm about to buy some. Crap, can't remember the names on my saved it my phone. Anyway, we've got some Gens Ace and some. What the hell is that? Charger company. Shit. Same company that makes my AC DC Duo, but can't remember. Anyway, you can make anything clean, man. Haven't dabbled with it yet. Nitro can be frustrating, very frustrating. And even being an actual car engine tuner and builder, and also did dirt bikes, 2 strokes, 4 strokes, all that stuff for a long time, and have tons of knowledge about tuning them. Even carbureted cars, like my Triumph has twin carburetors. Synchronizing them is fun, but I'm pretty good at it. Nitro requires a totally different mindset on tuning because it's done. And first of all, you're mainly alcohol and fuel. Alcohol is totally different tuning than gasoline, and it's very, very sensitive to heat and humidity changes. So if anything changes 10 points or 10 degrees, you gotta do a little tweaking if you want it to run perfectly. But eventually, you can learn to do it by ear, and if you can't, do it by temperature. Run it up and down the block full speed 2 or 3 times. If you're over 220, richen it up a little bit. And as far as the bottom end, fatten it up till it stumbles, and then put it in a quarter turn, and there you go. Yeah, dude, alcohol on big cars is sick, dude. The 350Z I did, we were gonna get on alcohol, and unfortunately, at 15 pounds, we couldn't keep the head gaskets on it. So, dude went another direction with the car, and he actually moved out of state. So I'm not working on it anymore. So I don't know anything about it, but. I've been dying to tune a car with alcohol, especially with alcohol sensors. You can run in the rails and have aftermarket computers just change it up, but haven't had a chance yet. A nitro brand. God, who did I used to race for? Sidewinder fuels. I used to race boats for. But they're really more of a high nitro, low oil setup, mainly for outboards. I can't remember the name of the company I used to run. Essentially, what I would do with fuel. Um, Jesus Christ. I didn't know hub dynos could take that, to be honest with you. But damn, dude, yeah. I mean, on a like, what do you got? Like somewhere around a 500 on turbo or something like that. Yeah, of course, making that kind of numbers on alcohol. I mean, no offense, it's very very impressive. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I haven't been near a car, or driven a car with that much power, or worked on one. But that's nasty shit. But I mean, on alcohol and boost these days, they're doing stupid shit. I mean, unstreetable shit. Bob Barker, easiest banner bashing is probably taxes. Thanks, Bob. Easiest brand for bashing. Easiest? Yes. I'll agree with you on that. They probably are a little more reliable than arrmas, but I feel they don't perform as well. They're more toy-like, which is why they take a better beating. Twin precision. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, you're still. I don't even want to know what boost you're running. My head will just blow up at this point. Okay, so for nitro fuel, find a company that makes something that is in between 18, I'd say 17 and 19% fuel or oil, preferably a mix of synthetic and castor oils. That's the key. Because castor oils and synthetic oils have different properties and they work different, and you actually want a little bit of both to do the best overall job. And nitro, I'd go with your engine manufacturer's suggestion on nitro content. If you want to go up on nitro, I'd start looking into head shimming and how to do it in order to get the most reliable setup you have. Because sometimes you might want to change your compression a little bit if you're running a higher nitro fuel. Because we used to shim a little bit for 20% racing. So there you go on that. 13 2 to 1. Well, I mean, on alcohol, you can go there because it's just totally different ball game. It's not so auto combustible. I mean, you can go to the point where you almost, I mean, like top fuelers are running to the point where they're almost hydrolocked and still somehow firing that shit off. Well, yeah, two 500,000 volt magnetos and two spark plugs. They're about the size of my thumb. But yeah, they run something stupid like that. And then like 50 to 70 pounds of boost on top of it, on the blower. And the blower's not intercooled either. So the alcohol is the cooling effect. That's the great thing about alcohol. It super chills the effect. That's why, you don't have to run on a drag car for the most part. You don't have to run a cooling system on alcohol for the most part. But yeah, man, kudos to you, bro. That's very, very impressive. Very impressive. Um, they need to make a beep for this thing when a new message comes up, just so I don't ignore anybody because it's the last thing I want to do. I appreciate all of you for stopping by. I'm not done yet. Don't get me wrong. I'm just about to seal this one up after I grease it, finish the front end, and then what do I got on my stunt truck? Something. Oh, no, I blew out an axle, but I'll have to look at it and figure it out. Anyway, I'm gonna keep wrenching if people keep hanging around. So, if anybody has any questions that I do know something about, feel free to ask. And if I don't, I probably know somebody who does, or have maybe seen or heard something because it's been around for a minute. I've heard about that. Actually, there's a lot of manufacturers coming out with water cooled wastegates and stuff too, and especially the Mercedes or the German guys, I should say. Um, yeah, I mean, as engines are being able, as materials are advancing, engines being able to hold more and more pressure, especially between a head gasket. And the methods of building said head gaskets are coming up. I know SCE's got some cool shit out with the spiral lock and whatnot, or Vulcan lock ring they call it. And yeah, freaking, we're having to cool down such things with water because of the fact that we're producing so much heat, making all these crazy boost levels. I'll tell you what amazed me. I worked for Nissan for 17 years. I've been wrenching for 28. When the variable compression motor came out, I was like, you got to be kidding me. I don't know if you guys know how that works, but we'll look up an animation of it. And you're like, this shit ain't going to hold together. Dude, I don't know if it's held together for like the last 10 years, but it works very well. I drove a Q50 the other day with a VC turbo 4-cylinder, and dude, It was a lot faster than the freaking 2006 Corvette I drove the same day. I'll tell you that. Not like I, beat on customers' cars, but I go at least 3/4 throttle, especially if they got a rattle. Wow, dude. Okay, you guys run some serious shit. That's cool, man. Yeah, I mean, I was doing it. I don't know. I sold my SI like 15 years ago. So, I mean, I've never built a V8 for anybody because nobody's ever brought me one. But I built a load of 4 cylinders, a couple of V6s, of course, turbo shit. Like I said, never got a chance to get into alcohol because nobody ever brought me one. Same reason I haven't built a V8. Nobody ever brought me one. But I've done some pretty good stuff. Um, hey, I made a flow bench with a tube, a vacuum, and a ping pong ball. Hey, we made a lot of power with that head on a non VTEC car. Anyway, yeah. No, that's block filler, right? CA50, I'm guessing. Like I said, I'm not up to date on all this stuff, dude. I got a lot going on. like I said, my house burned down a while ago. So I haven't found a place to live in a closet. Well, I don't know. It's not a closet, but it's air conditioned. You guys ever heard of Endine or the old one.com? Oh, okay, cool. Did not know that. Yeah, I'm just learning my steels and stuff, dude. Like seriously, I wasn't into metallurgy until I learned how to forge, and now I'm trying to learn all that stuff. But there's a lot to learn. I mean, like, there's not a day that goes by I don't learn something about cars. I'll tell you that. Yeah, cast iron can be very, very good when you're trying to seal stuff up like that because it's got a lot of great properties about thermal expansion and flexibility without brittleness. So the cast iron is not as brittle. And, all right, well, I'm just about done with this one. Anybody's got any questions about the truck, I'd be more than happy to tell you. It's not that special. But what I love about this truck is every single time I drive it, it does exactly what I tell it to without even thinking about it. My stunt truck, not so much, but I do a lot of cool stuff with it. I'll step on this side. And it droops off. Actually, yeah, just a little bit. Dude, seriously, especially in the last like 30 years, dude. I mean, I remember this one time, like maybe 5 years ago, I was working at a tire place, unfortunately, and this 87 Chevy came in with a throttle body injected setup, like one of the very first rudimentary systems, only had like 4 or 5 sensors and a fuel injection setup. And his condition was as soon as the engine temperature came up to operating temp, when he tried to accelerate, it would fall on his face. And nobody wanted to play with this thing. Like nobody wanted to look at it. Everybody's like, dude, I hope you can figure this out. I'm like, whatever. So originally I thought it might be a temp sensor because it changes when it gets warm, right? So something might be reading, full hot, full cold. It wasn't the case. Check those. That's fine. And I couldn't like hook a scanner up to it, So, went through a bunch of different tests, checked a bunch of different stuff. Everything was fine. So I'm like, all right, well, what else is this little, old school ECU going to change when it gets warm? I'm sure it's going to change the fuel load and the ignition timing. Fuel pressure was fine, so I figured that's not it. So I jacked the distributor like 5 degrees over. Problem got worse. Hey, we found it. But it's like you can't find people that know that and know how to do CAN systems at the same time, is what I'm saying, especially in the last 10 years. Nobody said they wanted to be an auto mechanic in the last 20. Yeah, no, I agree with you there, dude. I've seen what can happen to aluminum blocks under what some of you guys do to them. I mean, hell, I don't know if you ever saw probably not because you're a V8 dude, but When they Steph Papadakis built the AEM Drift Supra. I'm not into drifting, so don't get in there. I mean, I appreciate it, but it's car dancing. It really is. Not that it doesn't take a mad amount of skill, but it's car dancing. It's not racing. So anyway, what the hell was I talking? Oh yeah, so one of the things is that so first of all, they got it all built up. They just started running the thing on alcohol, and they started blowing the injectors, the direct injectors, out of the head because they converted to a port injector. They actually 3D printed an aluminum manifold for that thing, which I thought was pretty neat because this was 10 years ago, or maybe 5, I don't know, something like that. And so what they had to do, because it was a Sunday and nobody was open, is they took the head off, put it on a barbecue grill, get it warm, and they cut their own interference fit pins, put them in some ice water, stuck them in there, let it cool down, threw it back on the motor, and went back to the dyno Sunday night. That's impressive. But like you were saying, you couldn't do that shit with an aluminum head that was made for a Honda D series back in '89. Because trying to match that metal, being that back then they were still cast in Japan, and as we know, Honda does make some pretty good metals, would have been almost impossible to get. I mean, you would have either cracked the head because the expansion rate would have been wrong, or you would have thrown it out because the expansion rate would have been wrong. Like just trying to get the metallurgy right. And now, if you want to know any metal on anything, all you have to do is punch in a code that's stamped on the side of the block. It's pretty cool. I wish, they made some better metals for this stuff. I don't know about you guys. I've been thinking about trying to harden some of these things. I know they are tool steel. I know they're already hardened, but I've only had one ring gear come out with chip teeth so far, and I threw it away already. Okay, so if we're not too brittle, that means we can be hard. Of course, we're not going to be able to find their forging process probably, or their temperatures they're doing things at, or if they're annealing or whatever. But you can always play with your own stuff. I mean, hell, I make some pretty badass lawnmower blades. Ooh, power surge. We've had a thunderstorm going on for about 3 hours now. Let's see here. I have not installed them yet, buddy. I should have on this front end since I had it apart, but nope, that's not one of them. That's bent. That's bent. Yeah, that's one of them. Oh, yeah, you can obviously tell that's one of them. Maybe I did install one or two of them. Oh, another one. Yeah, that's one. Okay, so I've got two. Maybe I did install a couple. Mike sent me some blanks to cut my own pins, which is how he does his stuff. Because if you've done this for a minute, you'll deal with some bent hinge pins. Yeah, I can identify them by the marks on the ends, but oh, you know what? I've got two in the back of this truck. That's what I installed the two when I did the rear diff on this last week. So yeah, I do have 2 of yours installed. Haven't bent them yet. It's hasn't really been launched too hard yet though. I haven't done any backflips over the quarter pipe at the skate park yet. But so far so good, buddy. They fit perfect, I'll tell you that. All right. Let's see if we still got good free movement. Perfect. The only play you can feel is the play that's in the pin in the back of the gear on the crown gear, or not crown gear, the diff end gear. I don't know, not the spider gear, the other one. It's kind of hard to use automotive terms against these things because not everything is like exactly the same. Where's the shit? Another two. Ah. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I think I need a quick break. Just for a second. Anybody ever re-laminate a rotor? I'd like to know where to get materials for that. Because so far I've found a lot of places that say, yeah, we got it, but they don't promise it. So, and of course, Hobbywing doesn't want anything to do with that. They won't even sell you a rotor by itself. Believe that shit? No, we'll sell you a motor at half cost since you bought one of ours. But other than that, fuck you. Thanks, guys. Glad I bought your shit. Yeah, they're not the greatest dealing with. I mean, they'll give you shit at half cost, at half price. That's all they're going to do for you when you burn up a motor or an ESC, even if it catches fire on its own, which has happened in my house. All right, so that's the end of this one, I guess. Got to put the bumper back on, of course, and the wonderful Canadian RC 3D bumper spring. So, right. Yeah, tell me about it. Even cars. Swear to God, man, like we used to rebuild everything. Alternators, starters, calipers, even freaking wheel cylinders, engines. I saw this thing on Bribing for Answers. Great channel, by the way, to learn shit about automotive. I mean, not that I've learned a ton there, because I knew a lot of it because I do what I do, but I have learned a thing or two. I learned a step and break in for an engine that I didn't know about, or that I didn't think was the proper way to do it. Anyway, so he's got a thing about this company. It's some European or Asian company, car maker, fairly popular. They just started a process where they're doing an electroplate on the cylinders on a bare aluminum block that makes the engine disposable and not reusable. You cannot bore home. You cannot fix these cylinders. You cannot re-sleeve it. If it gets damaged, it's shite. Done. So, yeah, disposable engines as well. Lovely. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. I can't believe, like, buying a motor and being that it cannot ever be fixed, no matter what happens. That's just insane to me. I mean, I suppose you could remachine the whole block to fit a sleeve, but who's got the time? No, I don't. All right. Oh, another suggestion. If you are using the secondary screws on the B block, always use something that's way too long so that if it snaps off, you got some sticking out the back of that block to pull it out with a drill. We don't have to deal with a stripped or broken screw situation because we all know how much we love those. Okay, why is this not going in? What the hell is going on here? All right. Oh, another little tip trick. As soon as I get the screw in, I'll show you. So you know how you can't get to your front bulkhead screws because you got the bumper in the way? Well, just drill some freaking holes in the bumper. That way you can tighten down your bulkhead screws between runs to make sure your front bulkhead's not coming loose. See, just drill some freaking holes in it. Not that hard. There you go. Another one of my tricks. I've got a bunch of them. Anyway. Toyota GR. Scored. It can't be sleeved. Yeah, exactly. Well, thing you got to find out though is who made that motor too, because I know when they built the Supra from AEM, that was a BMW engine in that Supra, and I know the variable timing engines that Nissan uses are made by Mercedes, and all the motors in the new Chryslers are built by Fiat because they own them. Fix it again, Tony. Guy next to me just started doing a whole bunch of work on a Fiat, like a bunch of AC work, some other shit. Dude, what a nightmare. With Fiat 500, evil car to work on. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this screw hole. Something is not kosher here. I'll figure that shit out later. In the meantime, get the bumper spring on, throw the wheels back on it, so it's ready to go. God only knows. Probably end up at the park tomorrow. Usually at the skate park about 3-4 times a week. And usually on the weekends we'll go to the better skate park in the town next door. Oh, also on bumper springs, switch to the bigger screws. I don't know what size they're, 3 mil, whatever the hell. Switch to the same screws that pull down your bulkheads. If you're not running into aluminum, or if you are, you can tap the aluminum, but always run the bigger screws. Battery boxes, if you pull them out by the threads, switch to the bigger screws. Just drill the chassis out slightly, re-countersink it for a bigger screw, put in the bigger screws. Same thing with radio trays, as long as they're not aluminum. The body mounts on these, I switch to the bigger screws. We got bigger screws on all the body mounts and countersunk them. Also countersunk the screws that hold the thing on, front and back. I think that's about it as far as the screw thing goes. All right, there we go. And done. And wheels and nuts and next truck. All right. So 1 drop of blue Loctite per hub. And then when they start getting all gunked up with all that used Loctite mess, you can take a wheel nut, preferably a new one, and you can put slots in it on the inside with a file or a cutting blade, like a hacksaw blade, but a thin one, like for a jigsaw or something, and make it essentially a thread cleaner. And then once in a while, you can run that up the threads on your hubs to clean off all the old Loctite stuff, because that buildup eventually will make it so you can't tighten the nut any tighter, even if your hub gets thinner. And that will lead to stripped hubs, which nobody likes. Oh, I couldn't fly my ass. It wasn't attached to me. It's hiding behind a beer can. Three-cylinder. I've seen 3-cylinders, dude. I've seen 3-cylinder Volkswagen, 3-cylinder. Well, I don't know if the one in the Geo was made by Chevy. I don't think it was. I think it was made by Tata, actually, which is big in the Philippines. But yeah, a couple companies have made 3-cylinders. Yeah, that's a hub that's got some mess on it. Oh, and there's that other trick. I got a video for that. The hubs have knurls in them. Hit with a punch, because I don't know why they put knurls on the nuts. No matter how good your wheel is set up on these hex hubs, it's going to rock back and forth at least a little bit, even with flex, So you put knurls in the nuts, so the nuts hold themselves to the wheel, but you're rocking back and forth on the hub. So what's that going to do? That's going to loosen your wheel nut. Dude, I don't know why they do that. So knurl the hubs. I mean, I'm not using the flat part of the nuts, even though that probably would work. And then it won't rock back and forth on the hubs. Not to mention it spreads out your hex a little more to tighten it up. So I got a video on that. It's on the channel. Just because I don't feel like explaining anymore. Because I'm lazy. Just like the rest of everybody else. And I also work 9 hours a day in the shop, sweating my ass off and walking on a broken foot. Yes, I have a broken foot. Yes, I want to get it taken care of, but I have to have surgery, and I don't want to do it till after season next year. Or this coming season, I mean. When the idiots from the north, no offense, everybody, the ones that can't drive that come down here every year that are 107, come back, and we get busy for a couple months. After that, I will go have surgery on my foot and be in a cast and or walking cast for 3 months. Wait. All right, here's the big fat tire bastard. All right, what was going on with this thing? Oh, right, I got a spun gear, I believe, in the diff. So we got, see, so we're turning the outdrive. Obviously, we're not turning the pinion. Oh wait, no, we got a blown axle pin out here. Okay, that's easy enough. It's not turning the axle, so we just got a blown axle pin. Bastard. Easy peasy. All right. So let's pop the drive shaft out. Yeah, this thing's all got all the stuff in it too. The brass. Trim that one up a little bit. Yeah, where's my stuff? Oh, the barrel's gone. What am I gonna do without a barrel? Your brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl. That's probably way too old for you guys. Anyway. Yeah. Well. Okay, shit back. Come on, you. Really? Oh, I knew this one, right? This one. Jesus. Alright. So, I hope I have one of these because usually I end up having to use the outside drive pin and shaving it down a little bit to fit. But we gotta find a barrel anyway. Thanks for all the warm. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Well, see what we got in the drivetrain box. That thing took a pounding, that's for sure. There broke half the pin. Oh. Yep. There, so it's gotta be this. Yeah. Got some other front out drives that might be a little tighter. That's not. That is. That's not. Yeah, that's right. So, I'm just looking to tighten. Of course, there's the other drive pin here. As a matter of fact, I do. And a barrel. That's probably going to be in the shit. Oh, nope. There we go. All right. Do you think echidnas ever have to figure out which head of their penis to piss out of? Just thinking. If you don't know what an echidna penis looks like, look it up. ECHINDA. Echidna. It's a Tasmanian marsupial that kind of looks like a hedgehog, but also is a marsupial and sweats milk through its skin for its babies to eat. And it's got a four-headed dick. Sounds a little impractical to me. But hey, apparently somebody was really high when they thought of Tasmania because, I mean, they got that in the platypus, so somebody was fucked up. I don't know about you. I mean, that's the work of a government clerk. If you folks will excuse me for a second, not only do I need to relieve myself, but I need to refill my drink. I'll be back. Ooh. Hey, buddy, you alright? Woody! Where you are? Bye-bye. Woody. Come on, buddy. All right, whatever, dude. You're on your own. All right, the dog wants to stay outside, whatever. You got time for that, right? Hi. How y'all doing? Are you alive? Awake? I mean, might be asleep. I mean, I am pretty fucking bored. All right, so hit drive shaft. Ooh, fuck. Okay, and look at that. Perfect. That's not too bad. There we go. Right. Yeah, I could use a little shave, actually. Just left a little bit too much on there when I got done last time. But it should still be good. There we go. A little bit of that. Got one of those there. For fits and schniggles. We'll see how that works out because we're getting some rust on here. Probably a good corrosion preventative. Hey, Mike, what do you think about those drive shaft O-rings from Scorched? Where is it, Scorched, or is it Perfect Pass? Can't remember. I think it's Perfect Pass, actually. So I got some, and I'm pretty sure I can match them up to an AC O-ring and give them in bulk. Not that they're expensive from them. I mean, they're cheap, but they're also shipped from Britain. All right. Yeah, those Derwin bushings are taking a fucking pounding, that's for sure. Oh, that shock tower is quite bent. Oh, yeah, buddy. That's probably why that thing was out of sorts. Well, I don't feel like changing it right now, so it's going to have to roll for a night, at least. Yeah. I don't think I've found an unbendable shock tower yet. Of course, I don't have the unlimited funds, so I would try them all. I have an axle pin right here. Motherfucker. Like, seriously. Knock off the table, please. See ya. Well, fuck. Here is. Okay, so I'm missing that, and I'm missing my hex now. How in the fuck? I haven't even smoked anything. This is bullshit. Okay. There's no way the hex and the freaking axle can just jump off the damn table. Oh, shit. Oh, there's got a bearing back here. Okay. Well, that's no. Well, the hex is on there, so I'm just retarded on that one. But the pin definitely grew feet, and then track shoes shortly after. I launched it back there and pulled it back up, and I set it right where I needed it. No, fuck it. Instead of spending time looking for shit, just fucking refinish it. When you find all the shit later, you can put it back in the box. Okay. Question is, do I actually have one of those? Not in here, I don't. Well, shit. This is not looking good. I probably got one in the bin with all this shit. My wife frosted up for me. I find well-cut fuel line is cheaper than O-rings for the shock part, bro. In fact, get some of the stuff for jet fuel. It's thicker, more dense, I should say. Yeah, when I'm doing shock spacers, inside or outside, that's what I use. The silicone stuff tends to buckle under really heavy use, so like it'll collapse in on itself and actually short itself. So that's how I do that. I'm not saying you have to, just saying that's how I do it. Okay, I'm going to go get one of the bins here and find myself another drive pin since this one obviously fucked off. I guess that's it right there, which it may be. Finally, what the fuck? How did I get over there? Alright. You could probably put another shim in there, but unless it's got a ton of wheel play, I'll just leave it. There's. Ooh, no shit. Split a tire. Put a hole in the damn thing. Look at that little guy. Fuck me. How the fuck did that happen? I'll put a little glue on that thing before it gets any bigger. Oh, there it is. Yes, that's no bueno. Fucking tires are too expensive for that. They're like $74 for a pair. But they work really good for what we're doing with them. Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, that's all you need. That's for sure. What we're doing Loctite on the front wheels, we've had one where we actually had to take the hub out of the wheel because these are bolt-on and actually melt the hub off because the thing was so tight with Loctite. Even heating it wouldn't get it off. So be careful how much Loctite you put on your wheel nuts, and definitely don't use red like I just did, even though it's only a pinch. All right. Fucking shock towers, man. Always get bent. Come on. Close enough. It's actually almost good. Almost. Yeah, that'll have to be replaced anyway. That thing's been bent, rebent, twice bent, hamster bent, fuck bent, monkey bent, attacked by a marsupial. Anybody look up the echidna for this? Shafts and bottom cap. So the shock shafts are bigger now. Yeah, you're gonna have to, dude. Hopefully they have a selection because if they don't, they're only gonna have packs. They're only gonna have one or two of the ones you want, and you'll have like 40 to get them. Try. You got hardware stores like Ace, shit like that. They carry that stuff, dude. I've bought a lot of stuff there, especially. Yeah, I know your clipless. Body clips. I only buy those at Ace Hardware. Maybe Home Depot. Ace is out of them, but yeah, stuff like that, dude. Get it there, cheaper, way cheaper. Way cheaper. All right. So, nose is fucked up. Yeah, it is. Jesus Christ. How did it get that bad? All right. You can see I gotta take this droop screw out and put another washer on it. Droop is very important on a stunt truck because when you're doing like wheelies and stoppies and backflips and all that, you want both your wheels to come off the ground at the same time. Otherwise, you will do weird things in your rotations that you're not trying to do. It's a bit aggravating. What the fuck is going on with the power? Seriously. Must be turning shit on and off from the thunderstorm. Get in there. All right. So yeah, I'm just taking the drip screws in and out from the bottom, which is kind of a bastard, but it's a lot easier taking the whole damn control arm off. And just adjusting them is not going to work. In the long run, you need to put washers underneath them because they will strip if you have any gap underneath them on a couple of good hard takeoffs at landings. Yeah, we're good. All right, front and back group's good. Yep, steering's coming loose again on this guy. Always. And that guy. Oh, the steering shaft popped up. That's what it is. Yeah, that one's still coming loose, and so is that one. Anybody has any indestructible steering setups, let me know, because I'm having a lot of problems with these things, trying to get something decent on it. Especially with these high top servos. That's really the problem. You put a big old servo in there, and then you got this stupid thing where you can't put anything but this big old rod on it. Oh. That guy is always coming loose. Well, you know what? This time, buddy, you're getting it. Come here, son of a bitch. There you go. Have some of that shit. Will you come loose again? No. Hell, if I have to take it out again, I'll need a torch. You can stretch smaller O-rings over a bigger shaft, dude. It's not going to hurt it. But I would try to find some kind of extra O-ring to put in the put in with that set to squish them all together properly to make sure they seal tight. That's usually our go-to on those. We usually do 3 O-rings on a shock instead of 2. So it would be, how would that be? Is it an O-ring first? O-ring, big spacer, O-ring, and then little flat guy, and then the cap. So we do a second O-ring on the bottom. As long as it doesn't squish through. Right, I need a button head. Where is a button head? I hate fucking button heads. They always strip. But I got this damn thing moving around on top of my servo. Wow, this is servo shaft itself. Damn bearings worn out the top of it. Yeah, that's not really looking to be done anyway. Wow, that is just shit. That's all in the servo too. What a joke. That's a Power Hobby 3 something something BWV2. BW bad bearing, that's what I'd be called. Maybe I can take an old bearing case apart and swap out some parts and then actually, not bearing case, servo case, fix that. I might have something for it. So how's the lash on this? Huh. Yeah. I don't think I've ever had a single one of these have the same lash all the way around. So, you know, it's just at this point, as long as you can get it ballparked all the way around, you know, I've had the diff out several times, check the screws, tighten them in sequence, whatever. Never had one right. I mean, it could be the pinion. I don't know. I find these single screw pinions are kind of shit anyway, but can't always get everything you want at the local shop, right? And I'm impatient as fuck. So. I wonder if I added. Nope, haven't added earplug to this one yet. There we go. All right, let's stick some pluggy in my ear. Yeah, because this thing was bad last time. It was unloading the front big time. Million weight ain't doing it, yo. Oh, plus I got to put on the mud guards in the front again. All right, so this will be my last thing for the night. So it's probably getting late. I'm sure the wife will be home before too long. Yeah, not really. Cool. Yeah, I got out of work early. Just wasn't feeling it today. Plus, when you get your hands cut open like 20 times trying to put a shift cable in an '08 Corolla, you kind of like don't feel like doing shit. Except going home and just drinking and talking to you people. They have 20 mil? What is that, like plastic? I mean, I think honestly the earplug might be 20 mil. Come on, really? All right, most of these don't have threads anymore. This one does. Get the fuck out of there. Thank you. All right. And into the great wide gear case. There you go. A little bit so you guys see what I'm not doing. I'm not molesting a hamster in the middle of the car. Because I'm not Richard Gere. That one never gets. Here we are. And and there she is. All right. Jump. Ooh, that one's going to need some heat. All right, so instead of boring everybody, 20 minutes of the soldering iron sitting on this. So I'm going to hit it with a torch real quick. So at least this thing stripped pretty well, but it's stuck and stripped. And of course, I got to find the best possible wrench I have to get it out on. So don't do any more damage. Oh shit. That might be okay if I trim it. Some of this will probably not. All right. Be right back. Yeah, of course you're waiting on parts to break. You're driving a 6S. Brody! Brody! Brody boy, come on. There he is. Forgot the wrenches. Right. All right. Yeah. Stuck bolt. That's pretty good, but not great. The same, but it feels a little better for some reason. Where is my lighter? Oh, wouldn't that be a very funny question? What do you fucking tell me? Here, last one on the lighter. There. Oh, you son of a bitch. All right, you get one more chance, motherfucker. See? Got it. Now that screw goes directly into the garbage. You don't have to deal with that again. But just because you can tighten them doesn't mean you can loosen them. Alright, so that's that. Now, of course, this whole assembly is going to be nice and warm. So, careful. I'm getting grease in the goddamn holes. Shit. Yeah, a little bit. So, unless you got like a super thin Q-tip, you can't really fix that, except for sticking a driver in there and trying to kill the shit out. But like I said, the only way to do it is with a fresh setup when it's never been lubed before. Alright, so right. So take the ear plug. I'm going to do about a half on this, so yeah, I should do it right about there. Oop, just stick that mofo in there and bolt together as well as you can. It's going to be a bastard. There once was this girl from Port Charlotte who was known mainly as a harlot. She said, "Have no fear. This is not a trick, my dear," and she made both of her hands disappear. Make of that what you will. I never said anything freaky. I know it's not fully seated yet. I'm trying to get screws into it so that the lube cannot get to my holes and prevent my screws from sticking. So I'll start them before the case is all the way together, and then you can screw it down slowly, checking it once in a while to make sure it still actually moves with the gears. Because you can tighten these up against themselves and they'll just lock up. You'll probably break some stuff in the process. Been there, done that. That's a t-shirt. So just every once in a while, just make sure you can still turn stuff. And of course, anytime you overfill one of these, you're going to have crap coming out of it. So you have no vent hole like they do on the other ones, which is kind of stupid. It would be a good idea. Maybe I'll drill some sometimes. Oh boy. Some mission. Come here. Nope. Nope. Okay. All right. Maybe that's good. It's still really tight. Why is this so tight? Why is it screw so hard to turn? Alright, well, 3 out of 4 was very easy. And the last one, it's not going in for some reason, so pull it back out and figure it out. The dish together. Kind of easy to turn right now, but it's a little warm. That's the thing about you run a million weight. When that shit gets hot, it ain't million no more. Oh yeah, it appears we have some contaminants. So let's go ahead and take the screws out of both sides of that since the diff's already stuck together pretty good. Run a big screw through it, clean it out, and re-Loctite both ends. You can do that one by one too if you get a contamination issue where you got shit in all the holes and the screws aren't going to Loctite. Then just put it together and just take out one adjacent to the other one by one, and then you can run a big long screw through there and clean all the threads out, and then Loctite both those and go to the next one, so on and so on. And that way, you can still get it together solid and not have screws coming out on you. No, I mean, no, like I don't talk like that. That's retarded. Right. So I should have my cleaning screw somewhere in the vicinity of your mom's house at 12th Street. I know I had it up here yesterday. So I might have to find another one. I think those are right here. They might have been, I haven't filled it yet. It's going to be very, very long. Guess I don't have to work. Don't like doing. Oh, here we go. Good. I don't like doing this shit with anything but a socket head because it could strip. So yeah, like I said, just run this thing all the way through. A lot easier with the electric, but I don't know. Oh yeah, there's a ton of shit in there. That's why that screw was going. I have to do this one in 2 different hits. It's starting to push out. Come on. Okay. Oh yeah, all kinds of crap in this thing. Booger there. Beep, beep. Not supposed to have that in a dip hole. Yeah, so once the threads come all the way through, you can clean that off and pull it back out. And if you're satisfied with the cleanliness of the threads, Loctite it up, call it a day. This might actually work a lot better now than we even know. Yeah. Waiting on a monkey to wax my camel. That suck for a giraffe being born. Fucking 3-foot fall right to the ground. You gotta learn how to walk immediately or you're fucked. Just saying. And let's see, this one's got a lot of shit on it. And there we go. Now we got them all in perfect. So that's how you fix that thing. A little irritant. Oop. Now what's that? Right. Well, stainless steels never fucking do. They suck. All right. Apparently, I don't have any shims on this stainless thing for some reason. It's got one in it, but it's almost. No, that is over except for this. Alright. So, stack shaft. That bearing's starting to take a shit. That's just great. And then front shaft. Four shafts. Come on, get in the thing. Thank you. Okay. Oh, you asshole. And you know what, dude? You're gonna be a dick. Guess what? Suck it. In the hole you go, bitch. So now, next still say, fuck it, whatever. Can't fix everything, right? Most of the shit, most of the time. Do that at your own risk, because it doesn't always work out the greatest. Make sure you have a torch if you're going to use a red Loctite on anything. It gives that as MTC motor mount, basher kit, MTC chassis, MTC carbon fiber mud guards in the rear, MTC drivetrain components sprinkled here and there, MTC shims for the differentials and for the outdrives, and of course my most admiration for Avery, Looper, and his wonderful wife, because they are awesome and they make awesome products. I met them at Armageddon. They were very, very nice people. Come on, really? One of the more pain in the ass things to try to figure out or get together on these. Hey, Brody boy, what's up, buddy? Oh, you're all wet again, damn it. You know, I keep telling you, go outside and don't get wet, but there's a dog. There's a way. Get on there. And I know I'm not running a heat sink on fan on this motor because my heat sink took a crap and started eating my drive shaft, so I had to take it off, and I haven't got a new one yet. And, come on, really? Get in there. Come on, son of a bitch. Right. Sorry about the view of my head. There we go. All right, that's it. That's done. Hi, Brody. Yes, your dog. All day long, just fucking with me. Ah, damn it. Yeah. All right. There we go. Hi, Brody. What? What? What do you want? You just went outside. You got food. You got water. You're just here to bug me. Do you losing one of your toys behind the bed again? Yeah, well, you know what, dude? That's getting old because that bed's hard to get through. It's just you and me now, buddy. Everybody else is going, this fucker's weird. I'm out. Shit. I don't even know where my guards are. Oh, I know where they are. There's a fucking bag. Move, Brody. Ow. Dick. That was Baltimore. Oh, there's one of the pack of cigarettes I was looking for. Okay. My God, yeah, hold on. What are they doing? Okay, well, fuck. I got one for Blinky over here. Ow, Brody, dude, really? Just like jumped up so I could elbow him right in the top of the head. It was like, okay, you made me punch you. Like, what's wrong with you? Big dope. Wish you could be just a touch more independent, buddy. Always needing some. Touch me, touch me. Oh yeah, it's probably because I was like had my head stuck in the bottom of the camera. I was trying to figure out what the fuck it was looking at. Is that a Volvo? Holy shit! All right. I don't know where in the hell the other mud guard went. I thought it was up here when I started because I remember it was on by one bolt. I was like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. Oh shit, 2014 Pathfinder. What body style is that? Okay. Yeah, it's that one. Is that the first year? I think so. They're good cars. I wouldn't buy a four-wheel drive one because that's pointless. But I think that's the first or second year that generation came out. Make sure all the recalls at TSBs are done on it. I don't know. I think the Rogue is like just cheaper and also better fuel economy because it's a four-cylinder. Unless you need the room of a Pathfinder, like really need it, I wouldn't recommend it because it's just kind of pointless. But if you need six passenger or whatever, a whole lot of room and a whole lot of car and a V6, go for it. Good truck. Okay. So I guess it's time to grind the weed. Yeah, that's it. I drive. Just gotta test it and see what's up. Is that another fucking split? Son of a bitch. How is this happening? I'll figure this out before we start blowing tires. It's not cool. No, bro, you don't touch that. Check them all, I guess. Alright, just the woman. It's only on the front tires. And it would seem the front tires are wearing much more in the rears. Hence the center diff problem. That's probably how those cracks got in there, is the center diff unloading on the front. Because now it's like, yeah, that ain't happening. But it was busy. Oh, like it didn't have, like, it said waiting or something. I don't know. I'm smoking crack. Come back later. Fuckity shit. Fuck. Just a little bit of Tourette's. Just a little bit. Can't believe I did that. I put my shocks in different holes in mounting positions. Duh. I guess I should probably fix that, huh? Yeah. It's probably causing some handling issues I'm not even aware of, or that I'm ignoring. Which way to do this? I can't get through the one. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to get this. What a bitch. I'm gonna take the goddamn fucking metal off. These aren't up to the 3mm screws. It looks like it's ripping them. Well, I mean, it's not pulling them off the rim. We've had issues there, and when we do have issues with that, we just glue the shit out of them. But no, it actually tore a hole in it, 2 places. So yeah, it's something to keep an eye out for. Only on the fronts though. So I mean, I think this is just due to unloading. Get the tires spun up too much because the center diff wasn't doing its job. Really? You son of a bitch. Alright. Fuck you. Oh, God, you're a bastard. Yep. Okay, there we go. Give me a goddamn thing. Alright. Fuck. Come on, man. Just get the damn thing off, will you? Thank you. Yeah, no, I gotta put it back on. Fuck you. Alright. Now, slightly more symmetrical suspension geometry. Oh, come on. Really? Sometimes things just fucking want to piss you off. Let's see it anyway. Okay. Oh, dog. Oh, come on, get in there, you sick bitch. Alright. That. Fucking cat pedal. Really? Play that game? Fuck you. Okay, great. Shock cap. Okay. Shock cap and a nut. And the other nut for the goddamn fucking body post. Shitbag. Fuck. Yeah. I was thinking you were talking about something else for a second here, but I didn't realize I'm an idiot. So, oh yeah, we're out of small nuts, so fucking. I'll find out when I was in here. You. Both parts I was looking for. Yeah, that's the pain in the ass part about these MPC body mounts, is getting that nut lined up in the background. And then it doesn't actually stay in the thing. You gotta hold it with something like a screwdriver. Yep. Right when it gets to about that point. Other than that, they're solid as fuck. And on. Yeah. And alright. Finally. Seriously? Just by a little bit. Come on. Put this one in a little bit more. Because here's some shot. I'll take this thing back for it. Fuck you. Shit. Okay. Yeah, I got a little bit out of it. Nope. Still don't even shit. What the fuck happened there? Did the shock length change? I bet that's what it is. I should move them to the inside, I guess, at the bottom. Make them stiffer anyway. And hopefully I'll be done fucking with this thing. Come on. And I wanted to learn some shit. As soon as I found out he was using the outside shims, I didn't even know what he was doing. Anybody would have figured that out by now. Come on. That shit was dumb. This is Arma's way of getting you to buy tinfoil for your fucking RC truck. Okay, well, apparently this is a shock length issue because fucking this is got a little bit more difficult than that one. Probably got different ends on them because I ran out of ends a while ago, so it's fucking do whatever I could. Yeah, oh yeah, Jesus Christ, now we're way the fuck out. Why is the shock so fucking long? Across the fins. What do you mean across the fins? Oh, there's my problem. It's not a satellite dish, bro. It's not supposed to do that. The shock mont's all fucked up too. More shit to fix. Yay. Hi, Brody. Fuck off, please. Christ. All right. Now I gotta fix this shock. I need a new shock fucking piece too, because this is fucked up. Come on, Mitch. Oh, there's other people here all of a sudden. Hello, everyone. Just coming to the end of our evening where I'm finishing up fixing my Victorious. I already got the Typhon done. Or not Typhon, but Kraton. My Typhon is down for a little while because I had to cannibalize some shit after the house burned down. me to keep mentioning it, but it is a fact, and it has affected my life in a great way. And my RC car stuff as well. All right, so shock tower. All right, yourself. Yeah. I don't feel like screwing it anymore. It's close enough. Just need a new one. That's all there is to it. All right, this shock rod's got to go. What do we got in there? Yeah, it's pretty old 100 weight. Okay. It sticks out the droop screws. I call those fins, for lack of a better term. I call them droop stops. But yeah, I mean, fins, yeah, they look like fins. I get it. Yeah, so, yeah, absolutely. Your droop screws have to hit that because that's the only way to really keep suspension level over a run because your shocks are going to tend to change a little bit. Your tires are going to tend to change a little bit. Not like permanently, but so the droop screws are a given. They're an even. They're non-changeable. So they're always going to be right. So that's why I use that as the adjustment. All right. That's some greasy, nasty shit. I don't know what's mixed in with that 100 weight. Oh, shit. Ow. Okay. Right. I don't even know if I have some of these. I don't have some shock shafts, but really? Oh, well, shit. All right, now I guess I have to do all of them. Fuck. Yep, do shock ends. What the fuck is shock rod? There's a bulkhead. Shock ends. Well, yeah, talk about the package you put in this thing, because I don't see it. All right, well, now it's going to turn to a shock rebuild, so I'm not going to do it tonight. Kind of done. Got tired. But I guess tomorrow night we will do a shock rebuild instructional. I'll pick up some O-rings. And no, actually, I have new ones already. Then we're going to be taking out my custom drilled arrma pistons. And we're going to try out some MTCs instead. So, yep. Getting out a little too. That's not enough for 4 shocks. Yeah. So we're going to need some shock oil and some other crap. But yeah. So shock rebuild class tomorrow night. There you go. All right, y'all. Any last words? Your balls ain't low, really wobble to and fro. All right. Well, very well. See y'all later. Possibly tomorrow night. We're gonna do tomorrow. Plan on around 6:30. If it smells funny, don't eat it. And if it's crazy and you stick your dick in it, you're stuck with it. It's your problem, not your friends. Don't ask them for help. You stuck your dick in it.